This is Motion to Adjourn, Bermuda's dynamic new talk show. Balanced, informative, and fun. Brought to you by Digicel and Friesenberg Meyer.
Good afternoon, Bermuda. Sorry for my absence last week, but I hear you all had a lot of fun.
Yes, had a great time. Had some callers call through, and worked out quite well.
How you doing, brother Dawn?
Fine.
And we'll go.
You're all spiffy. You're all looking dapper.
Well, I had to represent Bermuda on a virtual meeting, so I don't want you all to say, "Oh, it's going up representing Bermuda looking all tacky."
Yeah, we can't have that. You know how we talk.
Yeah. And we got brother Tony in the corner. Hi, Tony. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right. So, I got a joke for you. I got a joke, and then we'll bring in the guests. So, you know how Bermudians are. They say, "Hey, Tony," and you're like, "Hey, so-and-so," and the person says, "Hey, yeah, you know me?" And I say, "Yeah, I know you. You're from up Somerset." All right? So, all the nice demeanor just went right out of his face. And he said, "Listen, bro, look here. I need to talk to you about something." I was like, "What happened?" He said, "I ain't from Somerset." I'm like, "Pretty much sure you're from Somerset." He said, "Listen, let me explain something to you, because you town people don't know. It's a difference between White Hill and Somerset." I'm like, "How's it a difference between White Hill and Somerset? It's old Somerset, right?" He said, No. Let me explain something. It's White Hill, it's Hog Bay level, and it's damn people cross the bridge.
Okay.
I'm like, "Cross what bridge?" "Cross Somerset Bridge. That's a whole different country." I'm like, "Whoa, I didn't realize that." And he said, "Yeah. What two distinct and different tribes?" And for somebody coming from town, I couldn't quite understand it, because to me, everybody past Johnny Barnes is country, right? So today's show is titled White Hill, Inc. Somerset, and that's with a K, Inc. And because I'm not from up there, I can't talk about that, because I don't know. So today we have somebody from White Hill as our special guest calling in. And without further ado, I present to you Mr. Pop Simmons, from White Hill, but not Somerset.
Mm-hmm. Yes, good evening, MP Famous, and how you doing this evening?
Hey, brother Pops, how you doing?
Fine. I didn't hear the intro. Is Senator Robertson with you tonight?
No, he's not here yet, because he's from Dockyard, so you know that's a whole different show altogether.
That's another show altogether.
Yeah.
Yes. So how are you doing this evening?
I'm blessed. I'm glad. Thank you for taking some time out to speak to the people of Bermuda to help clarify that White Hill ain't Somerset.
Well, I want to thank you for inviting me to speak on this topic.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have a little disclaimer at the beginning. Please understand that the views are my views, and they may not be the views of some people. It may vary according to facts and other opinions.
Oh, okay. This is one of those moving targets.
Yes. Okay. Now, firstly, before I start, I would like to have permission. I would like to send condolences to the Woods family on the passing of their loved one. Mm-hmm. My thoughts and prayers are with them at this time, especially the community. Now, Mr. Woods was a former captain and played cricket for Somerset Bridge. I played with him at that time when he was just about ready to retire. Also, we sing in the Monksign male voice choir together, so, we are very close. So my condolences go out to the family. Mm-hmm. Secondly, I would like to congratulate Solomon Boris, the 2020 Bermuda Idol, White Hill. Thank you very much.
Is that White Hill or Hog Bay level?
White Hill, that's right. You better believe it.
Is that Hog Bay level?
Yeah. Hog Bay level, White Hill,
Okay.
All that would be the same, and you would understand as we go along with the boundary lines and whatnot.
So let me ask you a question, just to educate, so we could set the parameters, right, and put in the public's mind. Those of us who ain't from up there, right? Where are the boundaries of White Hill?
Okay, now I'm going to tell you, our boundary lines overlap further into Sands over the bridge and into a part of Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, people that play for us and support us are from the top of Skull Hill to Granaway Lane.
Where's Granaway Lane? Educate
Down past SAL.
Just past SAL. On that stretch there. By Green's Guest House.
No, further down.
Further down. Okay.
The next bend.
Okay.
Okay.
We got Mr. Dockyard in the house. Hello, Senator.
Thank you.
So starting from SAL all the way up to Skull is what you call White Hill Community.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. That's what we call White Hill Community.
That's a pretty long stretch there, bro.
Yeah, well, that's where a lot of our players and supporters come from, that particular area.
Okay, so that's Rose Hill, Will Bay,
all that included.
Spring Benny.
Yes, all the way through.
St. George's Gate.
St. George's Gate, where's St. George's?
Near Annex.
Yeah.
George's Bay.
George's Bay Road. Yeah.
George's Bay.
Bay. I like putting, certain people know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So all that's considered White Hill.
Yes, all that is considered White Hill, even though it's different areas, different pockets, it's considered White Hill.
What about Rack Road?
Rack Road is White Hill.
Okay. All right. So, in your opinion, history, upbringing, what are some of the differences between White Hill and Somerset?
Well, I'm going to say my personal opinion. It may rattle through feathers, but this is what I believe. We're always looked as the younger member of the family. They always want the bosses around, right?
No, Somerset people want to boss somebody around?
Yeah.
I can't believe
correct. That's correct. We, a lot of times, felt that we were treated like we were never good enough.
Mm.
When it comes to the grounds and whatnot, of course, they have the elaborate grounds. They had the big club. We had the small bar.
Mm-hmm.
Another big factor in it, and I know it was always something that was a stigma in the community. We were referred as the bunch of drinkers.
Bunch of drinkers?
Yeah, they always thought that we were. People thought, not only even Somerset, throughout the island, because of the round table, they thought we did nothing else but drink most times.
Well, did it have any semblance of truth to it?
We had some very colorful characters in our neighborhood, extremely, and I can call a few names. I remember.
We're not snitching up here.
No. This is nicknames.
We don't want to impugn no characters up here.
Yeah, we had some characters. Yes.
Who are some of the like in every community there's like a family name that's like tied to that community. Like in other words, if you're from St. David's, you're talking about the pitchers, the foxes, the lambs. You come from down the hill, Harris Bay. You're talking about the Tobits, the Smiths. So up in White Hill, who were some of the prominent family names up there?
You might get me in trouble because there's quite a few.
When I say prominent, I don't mean like what was a common family name up there? Let me reclassify it.
Boris, Lambert, Beans, Deal, Smith, Roberts, Whites, Otterbridges, Telfords, Durlings, Simonses, And of course, I left mine for last Simmons.
What about the holes?
Yes, we did. We did have the holes up there. That would have been Kim Swan's family.
Okay. What about the Andersons?
The Andersons as well. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's why they want to call too many names, because then I'm going to get myself in trouble.
What about the Philpotts?
Philpotts was a big name. That's correct.
Okay. All right. I did a little research because there are certain people out there that say, I don't know nothing about White Hill, so I shouldn't talk about it.
And the
Well, it sounds like you did a lot of research in the last 24 hours to me.
Nah, longer than that. So, I got my good friend here, my brother, Senator.
Yep.
Dwayne Robinson. Comes from Dockyard.
Senator Dwayne Robinson, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Fine. Everything's good. And thank you for joining us.
I appreciate that. I'm just here trying to get brushed up on my knowledge of White Hill because, I come from Dockyard, so I know what it is down there, but I've only been to White Hill a few times in my life, and I hadn't noticed too much of a difference between the communities on face value. So I'm definitely
you stay
interested.
in Dockyard?
I did. I grew up in Dockyard.
Okay, my brother.
So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go to break, and then we come back. We'll start talking about Somerset Bridge Recreation Club.
Okay, thank you, my brother.
Some things in life are better together, like codfish and potatoes, like Sundays and streaming football, like secret texts between best friends, like video chats with your granny on weekends, like driving while playing your favorite songs loudly.
At Digicel, we are bringing together all the experiences you love. From the latest shows, sports, music, radio, breaking news, to HD video chats, cloud storage, and more. Digicel, the network that gives you more. Better together.
When was the last time you read your home insurance policy wording? Be honest. If you can't remember or you're pretty sure that the answer is never, you're not alone. Now is the perfect time to revisit your cover to ensure that you and your family are protected this hurricane season. At Friesenbrook Meyer, we believe in great personal service, quality insurance coverage, and unbiased advice. Make sure your home and possessions are secure before the storm. Call us at 296-3600. At Friesenbrook Meyer, we provide quality products you can count on.
Now back to Motion to Adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Senator Dwayne Robinson.
Welcome back to Motion to Adjourn. You still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Hey, good to hear you.
Senator Robinson?
So, Mr. Simmons.
Yes, go ahead.
Tell us about, for those who are uninitiated, tell us about, you talked about the round table, right?
Yes.
But before we get into what's the round table, tell us about Somerset Bridge Recreation Club in 2 minutes or less.
Okay. To my knowledge, Somerset Bridge was formed out of two organizations. One was the Eagles, and the other one was the cricketers of White Hill. They combined. I cannot remember the name, but someone will come on, I'm sure, and remind me of the name of that particular club. We started out from what I can remember as young. We had a little barn, and it was precious to me because it had a little famous hot dog stand on one side. The other side was for like the scores or the change when football season or whatever the case may be. All right. The club itself, through the years, had many teams. We were well known for not only cricket and football, but we were well known for softball. Now, the softball team, from the time the league started to the finish, this softball team was a top softball team. We also had ladies. I believe they were the first ladies softball team in Bermuda, known as the Zebras.
So hold on. You had a team from White Hill called the Zebras.
I had nothing to do with that, sir. I wasn't born.
Okay. You do know that there was a team in Warwick called Zebras, right?
Yes, well, that team actually comes from Hamilton.
Yeah,
Yes, comes from Taunton.
That's a whole other story we're going to get
That's
into.
another story, yes.
So tell us more about the round table. What is, for those who don't know, which is probably 90% of Bermuda, what is this round table thing?
Okay, from what I'm understanding, the round tables would have started in late 50s, early 60s. It was amongst a bunch of young men. They were building a house at the time, and they challenged one another. They were all craftsmen, but they were also guys that liked a little lemonade. So
What's that? What type of country time lemonade?
Yeah, a little heavier than country time lemonade. Yeah, they like the little black rum and vodka, scotch, and things of that nature. So what happened? One challenged the other, and it started out just running around the field and see who would win the race. So it got more challenging. They decided that, hey, look, we need a longer track. So what they done, they ran around the field once. They went on the railroad track down to Somerset Bridge and back. That happened for a while. This was like Thursday nights. After, they said, look, we guys have got to master this. We need a longer track. They decided to run around the field once, down to the bridge, all the way down to near Port Royal Golf Course on the tracks there, and back. Anyway, they decided that they wanted to challenge. They happened to be up game fishing one night. Yes, you got it, drinking. And they challenged each other. So they ran from Game Fish Inn all the way down to White Hill.
Where's Game Fish Inn? Where's Game Fish Inn? So
Game Fish Inn is near Wofford Bridge.
You gotta remember 90% of Bermudians don't know these names. So.
Yes.
So from Watford Bridge, ain't that from like
that's like 2+ miles, maybe almost 3 miles.
Rated R gate.
It's 2+ lanes anyway. So decided to make it an annual event, starting from Loyalty, 3:00 in the afternoon. Caused a problem because everyone wanted to see the race, but the banks used to open on Saturdays, and it caused a problem with the bank customers, traffic, jams and whatnot. So there was a talk between the committee, which would have been gentlemen like Chicken Simons and other members such as that I can't remember on, but some people may come on and remember some of the other people that were the originals. Clifford Simmons definitely would have been one of them. From there, they moved it to 4:00 to allow the bank to close. And there were many winners in those years, early years. One thing they had to do, though, I found out, is from Friday to Saturday, before 3, they had to drink a 40 of black rum. If you drank it all that night, then you were all ready to go. You had qualified.
That was a
But
prerequisite.
some people didn't qualify until just before the race began.
Check that out. Nowadays, like to run in to participate, you gotta be drug free.
And these guys are really good runners. They were really good runners. So anyway, that is like the start of the roundtable race.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. And I know this is going to be the question of the night, probably, or the evening, I should say. Is there a rivalry between Somerset and White Hill, in your opinion?
Definitely so.
No. Say it ain't so.
Definitely so.
I know everybody up there is all united.
Definitely so.
Hey.
But before I get into the rivalry part, I'm going to let you know that we have one thing in common, is that we are joint landlords of Somerset Bridge.
Joint landlord.
Correct.
That sound like when you got a child,
Yeah,
and you got
joint
shared custody.
Well, look, the names he listed out for White Hill family names are Somerset family names, too.
Yes. Well, a lot of times we married into one another's communities.
Mm-hmm.
So that is why the names will be common in both areas.
All right, so we're going to go to break time. And, well, in a few minutes, we're going to go to break. And then, so United crashing. Well, tell us about this rivalry.
I was waiting for you to ask again.
Okay. I know that you try to stray off from it, you know.
No. I'm not trying to stray off because strangely enough, I stay in Somerset, so I may not be able to get home tonight. But anyway, this is the main thing. This is one of the main issues. The biggest issue that I feel between White Hill and Somerset was that we were always overlooked for selection.
Selection of what? Roundtable?
Cup
Top
match.
match. Yeah.
You was overlooked?
Yeah, we always were overlooked.
Well, you guys weren't good enough?
Well, I beg to differ.
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
No, I beg to differ because we had a lot of players that at that time could make just about most squads. And I'm talking about guys like Pat Hall, Adrian Bean, Harvey Cross, and the like. You know, and it's a long list of names that guys that were capable of making the side, but they always overlooked us, and they went past us to go to Southampton and other clubs further down the road. Another thing that may be interesting to you, Eagles had quality players back in the 50s. West End Rovers, a lot of times, had their hands full with Somerset. And it wasn't until later that they were able to beat Bridge or Eagles. And how they did it, a lot of our quality players, some of our quality players, went and played for West End Rovers.
All right, so we're going to go to break, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to start taking some fan calls.
Okay,
to see what other people's opinions are of this White Hill and Somerset.
Now back to Motion to Adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Senator Dwayne Robinson.
Welcome back to Motion to Adjourn. Mr. Simmons, you still with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I was very interested in that cup match portion because I remember growing up, you know, it was a very clan-based affair in Somerset.
Yes, it was.
And a lot of people who move out of Somerset, they tend to move to Southampton or Warwick. So, I mean, that's where me and my mother moved when we left. I spent most of my time in Dockyard. We ended up moving, and we moved to Southampton, and we found a lot of Somerset people were in Southampton already.
Yes.
So, I think that's why they might have went to those particular places to pick players.
I beg to differ on that one because a lot of times our players, in order to make it, they transferred to Somerset. And the last one that comes to mind is my cousin Francis Richardson. He was playing well at Somerset Bridge, but the very next year when he transferred to Somerset, bang, in cup match.
You told me he used to be director of Marine and Ports at one point in time?
That's correct. That's Francis Richardson.
Okay. So, what we're going to do now, and again, this is helpful because a lot of us who ain't from up that side of the world, we don't know there's a difference. And we don't know it's distinct communities, right?
Yes.
And what I found is, like, when I spoke to people who are from Somerset, they had, you could tell me, say, hey, you're from Whitehall. They'd be like, no, I'm from the Whitehall, boy. I'm from the Whitehall. I'm from Somerset.
Mm-hmm. Like,
there's the distinct, like, people like to differentiate themselves. Like, no. That's a whole another set of people.
That's right.
And
That's correct.
I saw this one gentleman, and he was from Whitehall. And I said, hey, you're from Whitehall, right? He said, you're from Whitehall. He said, yeah. I said, but how comes, I see you. I said, so you're from, no, I'm from the Somerset, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, how comes I see you wearing red and blue during a cup match? He says, well, and you wear red and blue for 48 hours.
Yes, that is true.
So, even though there seems to be some differences, right? The one thing I noticed, people from Whitehall, if they ain't from Somerset, they're still for Somerset. If you follow what I'm saying?
Some are, some ain't.
Okay. Oh, some ain't. Some was for St. George?
Some are for St. George's.
Oh, so
Some, like me, are reluctantly for Somerset.
Reluctant. Define reluctant.
I really don't go for Somerset as much as maybe people think I should, but I definitely ain't going for St. George's. So
because you like to win.
Some of my roots are in Somerset. Don't get me wrong now. We don't dislike each other. We don't dislike each other. We have family both sides of the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just my personal feeling is that because of being involved with bridge and the way how I feel and I know that we were treated is I will root for him, but I'm not like a diehard,
Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to invite some callers, preferably people
sure.
from Whitehall, to call in.
Could be people from Somerset, make some difference.
To call in and give their opinion of, is Whitehall Somerset?
Right.
Because the other day I was driving up the country, right? I had a country pass to come up the country.
Yep.
So before it expired, I said, okay, let me go up there. And I stopped at this certain gas station outside of Port Royal.
Yeah.
This lady walks in and says, oh, you know where you are, right? I'm like, yeah, I'm in a gas station. She said, no, yeah, in Whitehall.
Yep.
I said, this ain't Whitehall, this is Port Royal. This is Whitehall, boy. I was like, well, okay. I know I ain't in Somerset. So then the lady's behind the cash register, right? I don't know her name, but she's light skinned, she got shorter. Yeah, I'm snitching. And she's like, it's all Somerset, boy. Since you reach right here by Traditions Restaurant, it's all Somerset, I'm like, no, it ain't Somerset, it's Whitehall. It's like she's arguing with me, right?
Forgive her because she know not what she doeth.
Yeah, so that's why I wanted to bring this show to light, because you have people even in the country saying, Whitehall is Somerset.
Yep.
I have one of my cousins, he's a Philpott, telling me Whitehall is Somerset.
Yep.
I'm saying, no, it ain't, bro. So it's good that you could educate people. So, Brother Dorm, got any calls yet? Guess I'm afraid to actually call in.
Okay, well, one thing I will say that will definitely show you the distinct difference. Somerset is the largest island in Sands Parish. We are both in Sands Parish. But I was born in Hog Bay Level, which is near to Somerset Bridge. If you notice, there's no bridges from Whitehall all the way to Flats. So that means that I am part of the mainland.
Yeah.
I was born on the mainland.
And the rest of them is on little islands.
Oh, man.
Yeah, like it's this whole thing up the country. I went to one of my aunt's house, right? She lives in Somerset and she's from Somerset, right? She's like, Christopher, I'm so distressed. I'm like, what happened? He's like, it's my grandson, your little cousin. I was like, what happened? He did something that's so, I can't believe he did it. I'm like, saying, it's too young to have got somebody pregnant. She's like, no, it ain't that. I'm like, he got caught smoking. She's like, no, it ain't that. I said, what happened, Auntie? He was practicing for Willicots.
And Willicott is next door.
Yes, it
I'm
is.
saying, like,
Yeah.
what's the difference? Like, she's like, there's a big difference. What song is it? We don't practice. We don't play for no Willicots. So it's like,
There you go.
you know.
Now you see it. I mean, those are neighbors. I mean, direct neighbors.
They say, don't worry about no one crossing the bridge, see?
You know, so what one of the things with this show is to help educate people about the intricacies of our Bermudian culture, right? And,
Yeah.
and every community every parish has its different communities and sub-communities and stuff that, people, if you ain't from there, you don't know. If you're not from Pony, you don't know
Yeah.
what it is, right? If you're not from Dockyard, you don't know what it is, right?
No.
So my point is that one of the things we like to do in this show is to help highlight our culture, because our culture is very rich, and we need these stories to be put out there.
Well, it's definitely still, in my generation, a bit of a separation. Not as large, but I remember growing in school and everybody was in like, the gang stuff or the hard stuff. It was a big separation between the guys from West and the guys from, I guess they called themselves KH at the time.
KH?
Oh.
Oh, okay, all right. I'll leave that one.
But it just to show that, the division, as far as it's not like a potent thing, but it's definitely like they have their own ways of referring to themselves.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, it's like even yesterday I was talking to somebody who he says he grew up in Somerset, but his whole family is from White Hill, right? And he says, well, one of the distinct differences is White Hill is like, in White Hill, at one point they was calling it Black Hill. It was like, yeah, that's where like a lot of guys was rosters in that area. Whereas in Somerset, they weren't playing that. And it was like, I said, what? It's like, he's like, yeah, Somerset's kind of like more bougie, right? And they can't. I said, so what? They looked at White Hill like what? He's like, yeah. See how people from Point look at people from Borneo? I said, yeah, they look at us like. He said, yeah, some people look at White Hill area as the Borneo area.
Yes.
Of Sands, right?
This is kind of where Dockyard kind of gets a little different.
So and I don't mean that in a derogatory term, but just to show the little intricacies of what people from West are telling me, right?
Yeah.
No, I have a friend, right? I call him a friend. He don't live in the island, but he's staunchly from Somerset, for Somerset. Like if you caught him, like, well, yes, Ray Block will come out. He used to be a president of the Somerset Cricket Club. All of that. And he's saying, yeah, famous, you're doing all this to try to divide up Somerset people to get back the cup and all that type of thing, right? And I'm saying to that brother, I ain't calling his name.
I know you're talking about.
Like he emphasizes that no matter which part of Somerset you come from, or Sands, sorry, my apologies, which part of Sands you come from, people are united up there, right? And so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that we're not, but history is facts. What I told you is facts. If anybody else has any other views, then I'm welcome them to speak. I will listen.
It's like now we're at in our culture and history. It's like an unspoken rule, It's not like somebody says, "Oh, don't go up White Hill, this and that." But it's just you now have a cultural thing from your grandparents and their parents who know about the history, like Mr. Simmons is talking about, that the grandchildren are just kind of like, we don't know exactly why, but we're not going to do this or we're not going to do that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that.
Yeah, my granny said, didn't tell me why, but she just said why. So give me your opinion, Dawn. What you know about this Somerset White Hill thing?
I'm Southampton East, so I stay in my area. I stay in my lane. Right?
Yeah.
And I know you mentioned earlier about Port Royal. That's Southampton West, like leading up towards the restaurant there,
Yeah.
Traditions, right? Then it's White Hill, then Somerset.
Okay.
On that border right there.
But according to Pop Simmons, White Hill starts from SAL. They're not community logic, but he said that's where it starts.
Okay.
Right? Well, the community. And I think, what was that? What was the other community you talking about, Pops? They have that thing every Good Friday.
Yes, I spoke about the hill and the valley. Now, they are, people from our community, but it's like an uphill and downhill thing. And that draws a lot of interest, man. And it's been going on for years, and I'm really happy to see the youngsters are still staging that event, and it really makes me happy.
Yeah, somebody just say a Death Valley.
Yeah, Death Valley, yes. That's where you were.
Oh, that's where
in
it was.
The gas station.
Right across the street there.
Yes.
Death Valley. That field there.
Yeah, because a good friend of mine is Kim Swan, and he was like, yeah, famous way. It was hard. It was hard to get, Somerset players. I mean, White Hill players couldn't get in Somerset team, right?
Yeah.
For cup match, and I was like, why? Like he was like, they just treat us differently, like.
But I'm surprised Kim hasn't called.
I think he might be involved with the PGA Golf right now.
Yeah, that's true too.
Which is up White Hill.
But one thing that you may not know, MP Famous, 2 of your MPs played for Eagles, and they both were goalkeepers.
I know it's educate me. I have a wild guess, but educate me. Educate us.
Kim Swan and Zane De Silva.
Yeah. There's between the sticks, huh?
Hey, and they were pretty hot too.
So tell us, who are some of the prominent sports persons coming out of White Hill area?
Okay, well, you can speak of people such as in football in the earlier years. From what I understand, Mr. Clyde Will Philpott and Mr. Eldon Babes Roberts, they were the founding members, along with others that I don't know at this time. Now, we had people that played 3 sports. We had guys that played football, cricket, and softball. And Mackie Simmons was one of them. Then we had a gentleman named Bobtail Smith. He was a tall, lanky fellow. He was a pace bowler for bridge. And also, he played goalkeeper. So we had gentlemen like Chalky Virgil and Mr. Lambert. I don't know him. I call him Mr. Lambert. On the paper, I have Tudor Lambert. He's the big sailor. And, of course, there was another family member named Bully Lambert. But we had all sorts of personnel from the White Hill area.
You got a caller coming there, maybe. But hold on, maybe they might be disputing something you said.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, caller. You on the air? You on the air?
I ain't disputing nothing that senior member has to say.
Okay.
All I can say is thank you for a lot of the history, right, Pop? And we fellas used to be down there. White Hart Lane, then we start calling it. You remember that, Pop?
Yes, Maury.
Oh, man.
But anyhow, I'm not sure for you call it right. But listen, I like the way you took it him. And I know we fellas moved up there late, but we put our roots down in there. Because we used to just stay up top of the hill from Somerset Bridge when you turn to the tracks. And we knew that, well, they would tell them fellas, oh, damn, that's Somerset Bridge boys, right?
That's right.
What?
You and Apples and the bunch.
Yeah, Mouse, Apples, Hyman, Lionel, Renee's sister, Boris and Bryce.
That's right.
Yeah, we put our roots in up there. We've been out of there for a while, but our heart is there for Somerset people. And you saying how they didn't look at us as the elite because Somerset was near that Silver City back then and all that type of stuff, right, Papa?
That's true. That is true.
But at the same time, we had that caliber of people, but we weren't looked at it like that. And you know what really brought to mind when you start calling off names, I said, oh man, here's trouble. He won't call off names and leave out some people. I'm just reminded of them Simmons boys, go rest ourselves, Dingy and Dirt.
Yes.
But at the same time, Dirt played for Somerset, but at the same time, them boys came back to Eagles, and then you have the likes of, I know a name that I believe you forgot, Wade, right?
Yeah, like correct. Yes, yes.
No, but like you see it, and I'm just trying to help you out. You had the likes of Gapper Wade and all them type of people. You know. So,
and don't forget Uncle George Wade, and might have been before your time.
Yeah. Most definitely. So, hey, you bring back some serious memories, and just listening in, cousin. How you doing?
I'm blessed
and highly favored.
Most definitely.
And you guys are doing a good job. I'm just tuned in, and I said, let me give a call because Mr. Simmons brought in some nice memories still, you know. And then when he was talking about the round table, I never got into the drinking part, but I'm running off of them round table races.
I like your boy's disclaimer. I didn't get into the drinking part.
No, I don't think I could have handled that. What he said, a fifth. But we guys got into the running part of doing it, and it was always, a history part of it, of running. And I can say one thing, at one point in time, Eagles had a squad that you couldn't even touch them. They were untouchable. And even Somerset couldn't touch them. But, hey, it is what it is right now. And hopefully we could get that club built back up and get it established again.
Maury,
so with that, you guys
that's another conversation.
All right, dear cousin.
You don't want to start me tonight on that one.
We gotta go to break time.
Shoot down straight street. Make time better than the present. Have a nice evening.
Some things in life are better together, like codfish and potatoes, like Sundays and streaming football, like secret texts between best friends, like video chats with your granny on weekends, like driving while playing your favorite songs loudly.
At Digicel, we are bringing together all the experiences you love. From the latest shows, sports, music, radio, breaking news, to HD video chats, cloud storage, and more. Digicel, the network that gives you more. Better together.
When was the last time you read your home insurance policy wording? Be honest. If you can't remember or you're pretty sure that the answer is never, you're not alone. Now is the perfect time to revisit your cover to ensure that you and your family are protected this hurricane season. At Friesenbrook Meyer, we believe in great personal service, quality insurance coverage, and unbiased advice. Make sure your home and possessions are secure before the storm. Call us at 296-3600. At Friesenbrook Meyer, we provide quality products you can count on.
Now back to Motion to Adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Senator Dwayne Robinson.
Yes, sir. So, brother Simmons.
Yes, MP.
You still there?
Yes,
I want on behalf of we ain't wrapping up. I just want to say this has really been very educational for a lot of us, and I think in all fairness, we're gonna have to get some Somerset people up in here, not today, but another day.
Well, I could have been face to face with him today, no problem.
I don't think nobody want to come on and dispute anything you had to say.
And I'm not qualified enough because I don't have the experience to.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm thankful for Somerset though, because I was educated in Somerset at Sands. And what a football squad we had, cricket squad. Oh, man. Lou Simmons in his net, and we had Larry Simmons, Willie Baxter, Kenny Wilson. I was on the right. Then we had guys like Bum LaBelle and Kevin Bailey, and many, many others. The Raleigh boys. So we had a really, really good squad.
Mm-hmm. That's my alma mater, too.
It is?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how about the Baxter's Pies?
Oh Lord,
Oh my God.
Staple.
No, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna leave that for a Somerset show.
Yeah.
Well, every community used to have its like neighborhood grocery store or little restaurant. What were the neighborhood restaurants or grocery stores in the White Hill region?
Okay, the White Hill region, we had Philpotts one time. That was directly across from White Hill. Joan and Swan, which is now I can't even remember, Maximus.
Mm-hmm.
Up the hill, halfway the hill between the field and the Salvation Army was Field Rollins. And also we had the plumbing shop along the way there. Mr. Junius Boris, he was one person that really helped the community.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When we were building, Mr. Telford and Mr. Boris, they were the two gentlemen that really helped the West. And, we owe it to those two gentlemen.
Mm-hmm. And the school was what, Southampton Glebe School?
Southampton Glebe, yes, that's the school that most of us,
no?
yes, Dalton Itaka. That's where most of us went.
What about Cedar Grove? Was it Cedar Grove at one point up there?
Yes, it was Cedar Grove. Yes, that's for the challenged learners.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went to school with some people from White Hill. One of them is actually vice principal at Cedar Bridge. That's Mr. Christopher B. Swan. He comes from White Hill. There's some Kent Smith lived up there, and
you sound like you know some people.
Yeah,
in the area.
I know some. I know some people up there. And you got what they call Friendship Link, some word up there called Friendship something or the other.
Now don't be calling all those names because I still know the old names.
You got Beach Red.
Yeah, no, I don't know enough about that. Be honest with you.
Okay.
No, not a thing about that.
So, as a White Hill person, who were some of the elders in the community that you spoke of, Mr. Telford and Mr. Burris? Who were some of the other elders in the community?
Well, we had gentlemen like Mr. Swan. Like I mentioned, the gentleman that ran the store, John Swan's father. Mm-hmm. He didn't come from the area, but he took care of us. And I'm going to show you what he was to us in the community. If your mom was taking you to the store, and the items, they were then write it on a card, like an index card,
mm-hmm.
and you take the goods away. At the end of the week, mom or dad, whoever, paid for the products. So in other words, we had a really good credit system for the family in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you know what killed credit? Bad pay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So that was, then we had the Wades, like Mr. Bookie Wade, his name. Hunt, Mr. Emma Hunt, and Harry, his son. It was just so many, and I don't want to call too many people, and then I end up getting licks.
Because you laugh at my grandpa.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Mr. Simmons, I just want to thank you. I'll let the sound to wrap up. Thank you.
No, yeah, I appreciate it. It's a lot of times in Somerset where I grew up, we had a lot of
You
strict.
grew up in Dockyard. You didn't grow up in Somerset.
Listen, to a lot of us young people, we're learning the division lines as we get older.
Yes.
But it's always a breath of fresh air to get wisdom and knowledge from one of our more experienced citizens who can give us a snapshot into things before us. So I very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator.
Oh, we got a call coming in.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's me again. Mr. Simmons?
Yes, sir.
Like that fella just said, his grandpa, the Simmons ice cream. But we cannot forget Mr. Maxwell Robertson, sir.
Yes,
And
correct.
I knew you. Listen, I'm not taking nothing away from you because sometimes things slip my mind. But I can tell you this: that was my first job.
Yes.
Working down pumping gas down Robinson's gas station.
Yes, thank you
That's
for that.
something great.
That is quite true. Yes.
Most definitely, we can't forget
Yes,
him.
can't
And not
forget
only the gas station, but he was a shipwright. He used to pull them boats up and get them fixed. And that's where Mr. Philpott used to work down in there, fixing
Mr.
them boats
Philpott
up
and
down.
Mr. Swan, I remember. I think it was one of those gentlemen.
And
as
Mr.
well.
Swan, yes, sir.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes, sir. We can't forget that. Yes, you're absolutely right, Mr. Swan. And then we can't forget his brother either. The one that you could go up there 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning and ring that bell. And he will come out and
yes.
serve his
I
ass.
don't know his. I can't remember his name, but
I can't
I know
remember
you're
his name,
talking
but
about.
he was Robinson's brother.
Yes.
He will come out and ring you, crank that little thing. It wasn't really a bell. It was like a little wheel that you'll whack on it, and he will come out and pump you some gas, man. Whatever time of night it was.
Maury, it seemed like it was an old hub.
Yeah.
And
Something like that.
And remember the adjustable spanner that lost part of it?
Yeah.
With a
Yeah,
piece
bang
of
on
rope.
it.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Bang on that.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you for the National Archives. We got to pay our bills before what history? Hello?
When was the last time you read your home insurance policy wording? Be honest. If you can't remember or you're pretty sure that the answer is never, you're not alone. Now is the perfect time to revisit your cover to ensure that you and your family are protected this hurricane season. At Friesenberg Meyer, we believe in great personal service, quality insurance coverage, and unbiased advice. Make sure your home and possessions are secure before the storm. Call us at 296-3600. At Friesenberg Meyer, we provide quality products you can count on.
Some things in life are better together, like codfish and potatoes, like Sundays and streaming football, like secret texts between best friends.
Now back to motion to adjourn with MP Chris Famous and Senator Dwayne Robinson.
Okay, welcome back to Motion to Adjourn. And thank you again, Mr. Simmons. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator Robinson. And thank you, MP Famous.
Hey, Mr. Simmons, I just got this note from one of my Somerset cousins, right?
Yes.
And although her dad is actually from Rackridge, it's just kind of half Somerset and half White Hill. But anyway, she says, there's another part of the long-standing rivalry, West End Primary School versus Southampton Glebe.
Yes, that's true.
And then I got a note from the Speaker of the House yesterday. It says, at one point in time, he went to school with two fellas. And two of the fellas, one ended up being the president of Somerset Cricket Club, and the other one ended up being the president of Somerset Bridge Recreation Club at the same time. So he felt very proud to know that the people he went to school with at Southampton Glebe ended up being presidents of the respective clubs at the same time.
That's right.
I forgot to ask him, so how comes you went Southampton Glebe, but you're claiming Somerset? Like, it's all this, it's this.
Well, Southampton Glebe was our community school.
Okay.
And it was West End versus everybody, because they know they could take everybody one.
Yes.
West End?
West End were very good. They were extremely good in all sports, academics, everything. Yeah.
West End. That's. I
went to Somerset Primary when I was coming out. West End was trying to. They were taking NBA.
Burrs Island. Did you know about Burrs Island School?
It's easy to just say no.
No. I heard about it.
Right across from the gas station. It was a big plot of land there.
It was green, if I remember it.
Yes, that's right.
It was like kind of wooden, wasn't it?
No, it was like a metal sort of base, I think.
Yeah.
I remember it was a fight to get into Baxter's because West End used to get there first. And when Somerset Primary, when we shit up, they
got to save that for the Somerset show. This is the White Hill show. Look, let me help you out. This is called White Hill Inc. Somerset.
White Hill Inc. Somerset.
Right? Next month we'll do Somerset Inc. Dockyard.
Yes.
And we get somebody from Somerset to tell us about Somerset.
Oh my gracious! You don't want Lou get into that.
Well, I just leave that one in there, bro. But anyway, Brother Simmons, thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
everything.
Thank you.
Appreciate you taking all of your time. And I'll send Senator Dwayne if you let him make sure you get across the bridge so you get in today.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And my cousin just says, West End were champs and honorable students.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, all right.
Likewise, most of the schools at that time, we had some really good students.
Thank you.
But you know a name that I didn't hear? There's one name I didn't hear when you was talking about the prominent athletes. Kenny Thompson.
How could I forget him? I mean, that's my namesake, and that is true. He played both football and cricket for Bridge. And I remember one time, as a teenager, maybe about 14, Bridge won the cup, and I believe he won it. So yes, that's a prominent figure in society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I agree.
He's going on he played for Trojans, played for national squad. He's going on to be one of the greatest coaches. I wouldn't even say football coaches, but life coaches.
Yes.
In Bermuda.
He also played for Dandytown, you know.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
But, seriously, I appreciate that. And what I want to say to Bermuda is that, again, we have to highlight ourselves. We have to highlight our communities because a lot of this stuff is not going to be written in the books or whatever reading. These things are in people's hearts, in people's minds. And we have to get these stories out there, and expose not just for the people in the community to remember so with the guy with the hub and the broken spanner, but for the whole island to understand the richness of our culture. So from time to time, once a month or so, we can feature different parts of the island. We have multiple islands, different parts of our Bermuda Islands. So, Senator, take it away.
Well, we thanked you a few times, but I just think it's invaluable,
Brother Dawn, any closing comments?
Yeah, I can't wait till the next segment, part 2.
And with that, motion to adjourn is adjourned until next week, Thursday.
Motion to adjourn has been presented by Digicel and Friesenbrook Meyer.
You're locked to Power 95, Bermuda's big station, at 94.9 FM, a Bermuda Broadcasting Company station.